Hi everybody, welcome back from Thanksgiving break. Hope everybody had a nice restful time and you're ready to finish out our last 2 weeks of the semester strong. 2 more assignments to go, 4 more modules to go, and then we'll be all done. So I want to give you an overview of the 2 modules that we're doing this week. First we have Module 27, which is the conclusion of our discussion of social movements in the 1960s and 1970s. So we are going to be looking in detail at the women's liberation movement or feminism. We will examine the role of intersectionality, especially the role of women of color in the feminist movement. We're going to also be looking at some of the anti-feminist backlash as we get into our discussion of the rise of an organized conservative movement in the United States. And then we will be focusing on gay liberation and anti-gay backlash. We'll look at the American Indian movement, at environmentalism, and at the consumer movement. So Module 27 is kind of heavy. You have a lot of slides. There's a lot of stuff to get through in that module. I compensated a little bit and made Module 28 a little lighter, so hopefully it won't be too bad. Really, what the most important thing to remember about Module 27 is that these were the social movements that really did create organized backlash because they had such a fundamental challenge to things that were viewed as really sacrosanct or really, really important to American values and the way that the American system worked. So things like family, marriage, gender roles, things that people just assumed shouldn't be questioned or disrupted in any way. So speaking of response to disruption of the status quo, in Module 28, we're going to be looking at the rise of a grassroots conservative social movement that starts in the 1960s and really grows into the 1970s. So we've been discussing, radical protest movements all throughout the past couple of modules, the 1960s and 70s. All of the protest movements we've really looked at have been left-leaning. So this week and next week, we're really going to be talking about the movements that are right-leaning. So the rise of conservatism in an organized way. So we're going to look at that, and then we're also going to look at the kind of political crises and anxieties in the 1970s. So things like Nixon's presidency, his resignation and impeachment. We will look at Jimmy Carter's crisis of confidence, the energy crisis, the sort of economic decline that characterizes the 1970s. All of these things really contribute to culminate in Ronald Reagan's election to the presidency in 1980, and that's where we'll end the module. And we'll pick up with Reagan in the 1980s next week, where we're just going to discuss really this very conservative moment that the United States ends the 20th century on. All right, so that's the overview. You also have 2 assignments coming up to finish off the semester. So the Instagram posts are due December 6th. So this is your chance to really focus in on some of the interesting or the most interesting social movements to you, all the ones that we've covered. So it could be something conservative, it could be something left-leaning, whatever feels right to you, and find some really interesting historical images and provide a little overview and detailed understanding of those in the Instagram posts. And then the last assignment is the podcast, so that's due December 14th. And this one is great because you've already done all of the heavy lifting. You've already found all of your sources, you've developed your research topic and your question through the iSearch paper. So now is the chance to just take those sources and take the feedback I gave you on your iSearch paper and then create a really engaging, dynamic audio presentation of the most interesting aspects of your topic. All the info on both of those assignments can be found on the Canvas homepage. So the prompt, the rubrics, and I will of course answer any questions that you have as they come up. All right, have a great week 15, and I'll talk to you all soon. Thanks.